Jobs like changing light bulbs on towering structures or walking over active landmines, or the high-risk world of bike couriering are just a few examples of the extreme professions people undertake, putting their lives on the line every day. But wait, how can riding a bike be that risky? Believe it or not, bike couriers have one of the most dangerous jobs in the world. Watch these guys weave through rush hour traffic at breakneck speeds and it starts to make sense. They're dodging cars, pedestrians and red lights, all while trying to make a delivery on time. It's like a real-life version of Premium Rush. Anything can happen. It's crazy how dangerous bike couriering can be. But what's even crazier? Crane operators. No matter your commute, you probably don't climb hundreds of feet to work. Imagine getting to the top of a crane and realizing you forgot your keys. That would be a nightmare. Add to that the constant threat of strong winds, mechanical failures, and, well, this definitely isn't the Garden of Eden. The gardeners here are practically rubbing shoulders with death on a daily basis. Welcome to the Poison Garden, home to over 100 of the deadliest plants on Earth. It's like someone decided to create a botanical version of a horror movie. You'd think there'd be a warning, right? Well, there is. A big scary one. Gardeners have to be decked out in full hazmat suits at all times. These aren't just any plants. Some can stop your heart with a single cut. Take a giant hogweed, for example. It's like a villain straight out of a comic book. Touch it, you'll end up with blisters that could last years. Eat the berries, you're done. The leaves, deadly. The root, forget about it. This place is basically a plant-based death trap. But cleaning those giant ship propellers? That's a whole different level of crazy. Imagine giant ship propellers as big as a 2-story building. Someone has to dive into the murky depths surrounded by pitch-black darkness and scrub those razor-sharp blades by hand. And you can't even turn off the engine. Talk about a pressure washer you don't want to be on the wrong end of. Now, if that's not enough to make your knees shake, try driving the 1258 bus to Lima. This isn't your average city commute. We're talking about winding roads, sheer cliffs and more hairpin turns than a magician's rabbit hole. Getting the window seat might sound nice, but when you're staring down a 1,000-foot drop, you might reconsider. It's like a real-life roller coaster, but without the safety bars. The ocean is a playground for daredevil scientists studying sharks, the ultimate ocean predators. This isn't your average 9-to-5 job. To understand these creatures, researchers often find themselves in incredibly vulnerable situations. Imagine being surrounded by tons of teeth and muscle. But shark diving is just the beginning. We haven't even touched the real insanity yet. Imagine milking venomous snakes or fixing power lines thousands of feet in the air. We'll get to those, but first let's talk about sewer diving. These people are the unsung heroes who dive into the depths of our cities to clear blockages. Imagine the things they must find down there. It's like exploring an alien planet, but with a much worse smell. They brave the darkness and grime to keep our cities running smoothly. Can you imagine the courage it takes to dive into that unknown world? They deserve all the credit and hazard pay in the world. Stunt people, on the other hand, trade one kind of danger for another. They're the ones who make movie stars look like action heroes. Every jump, every fall, every explosion, they're the ones taking the hit. No CGI here, just real people doing incredible and incredibly dangerous stunts. There's no way those stunts didn't hurt. I mean, come on, those free falls look like they'd break your legs. It's like they're taking one for the team, but with no job security. Storm chasers are adrenaline junkies with a purpose. Their job is simple: chase down the most extreme weather on the planet and get as close as possible. They're basically scientists with a death wish, dodging hail, lightning and flash floods to capture the perfect shot. Every moment is a gamble with Mother Nature. But when they're face to face with a full-blown tornado, it's like they're in their own personal playground. Imagine interviewing a bridge painter. They're hundreds of feet in the air, surrounded by rushing traffic and toxic fumes. Not exactly a relaxing work environment. To pull this off, they have to be fearless acrobats, balancing on a steel maze while wielding a paint roller. And let's not forget the rigorous tests they have to pass to even get the job. One slip-up isn't just a bad day at work, it's a potential death sentence. But even bridge painting pales in comparison to the sheer audacity of window-washing skyscrapers. Imagine dangling from a rope hundreds of stories above the ground with nothing but glass and air between you and certain doom. It's a death-defying ballet that requires nerves of steel. Surely there must be a robotic alternative to this bone-chilling occupation? After all, the risk of human error is astronomical, as tragically demonstrated in 2013 when 2 window cleaners were left hanging precariously from a snapped cable for over 2 hours. It's a harrowing reminder of the dangers these brave individuals face daily. And then there are the individuals tasked with replacing light bulbs on towering TV antennas. Not only do they endure the arduous climb to the summit, but the actual work is just the beginning. Imagine the concentration required to fix something so high up, knowing one misstep could be catastrophic. There's no daring escape by base jumping after the job is done. It's back down the same treacherous path. Fortunately, these brave souls only need to endure this ordeal once every 6 months. But let's talk about a level of danger that defies imagination: driving the Hound LSR. This isn't just a car, it's a supersonic bullet with wheels. Reaching speeds faster than a speeding bullet, it's a mind-boggling feat of engineering. While the record-breaking achievement is undeniably impressive, let's talk about where the line between occupation and outright hazard becomes blurred. Linemen, for instance, dance with death daily. Balancing precariously on towering poles, they work with hundreds of thousands of volts of electricity coursing through their fingertips. It's a high-wire act where any misstep could be fatal. Every time you hit that like button, consider the linemen who made it possible. These guys need parachutes, and while we're at it, let's throw one to bush pilots as well. These daredevils fly in conditions most pilots would consider suicidal. With no runways in sight, they turn the sky into their personal obstacle course. Unlike regular pilots who might experience a nosedive as their worst nightmare, for bush pilots it's almost par for the course. Their ability to land in seemingly impossible places is nothing short of miraculous. We've covered some seriously dangerous jobs so far, but what comes next is on a whole different level of terrifying. Let's start with the unsung heroes conquering the world's most treacherous peaks: icefall doctors. These individuals carve a path through the treacherous icefalls of Mount Everest, creating a lifeline for hundreds of climbers each year. It's a role that demands unparalleled skill and courage as they constantly navigate uncharted and potentially deadly terrain. Imagine facing the constant threat of the ground crumbling beneath your feet. These are the people who risk their own lives to save others, often in conditions that would break most people's spirits. It's a testament to human endurance and the lengths we go to explore the unknown. Unfortunately, not everyone survives the wrath of the mountains. Steve Cocker is a prime example of someone who has defied logic in pursuit of the ultimate adrenaline rush. As a full-time Avalanche cameraman, he earns a hefty sum to position himself in the direct path of nature's most destructive force. It's a high-stakes gamble where the prize is a breathtaking shot, but the cost could be his life. Cocker's approach is a reckless blend of bravery and foolishness as he actively triggers avalanches with dynamite to capture the perfect footage. It's a jaw-dropping display of audacity, but it begs the question, where does one draw the line between courage and sheer insanity? Ironworkers are the unsung heroes of the urban landscape. These fearless individuals construct the skeletal framework of our cities, defying gravity to build the bridges, skyscrapers and towers that define our skylines. A single mistake isn't just a career setback, it could be catastrophic. These men and women possess nerves of steel, quite literally. Product testers, on the other hand, take a different kind of risk. Clad in bomb-proof suits, they put their bodies on the line to ensure consumer safety. From withstanding explosions to resisting stabbings, these individuals are the real-life superheroes of product development. But even that pales in comparison to what we're about to see. Hold on to your seat because this next job is pure insanity. Smoke jumpers are the epitome of courage and skill. They combine the adrenaline rush of skydiving with the life-or-death stakes of firefighting. Dropping into the heart of a raging wildfire is a mission that demands unparalleled bravery and precision. These are the true heroes who risk their lives to protect our natural world. Snake milking is a truly extraordinary profession. The process of extracting venom for anti-venom production is vital, but it's a task that requires a unique blend of skill, courage, and a touch of madness. With only a handful of qualified individuals worldwide, these professionals are the unsung heroes of the medical world. Imagine working in close proximity to some of the world's most venomous creatures. Snake milkers like Jim Harrison, who can extract venom from 150 snakes in just 2 hours without gloves, push the boundaries of human endurance. It's a high-stakes job where a single mistake can have deadly consequences. While snake milking is a perilous occupation, the world of bodyguarding presents a different kind of danger. These individuals put their lives on the line to protect some of the most high-profile and often controversial figures in the world. From presidents and world leaders to celebrities and business magnates, bodyguards face a constant threat. They must be prepared for anything from verbal abuse to physical attacks. The job demands unwavering focus, lightning-fast reflexes, and an iron will. When you sign up to be a lumberjack, you're facing a lethal foe. I'd take an assassin over a falling tree any day. The lumberjack process is divided into several parts. High riggers set up structures, haulers carry the logs, and sawyers cut them down. It's a hazardous fest with sharp tools, falling trees, and the risk of falling out of trees. There's no way to make it completely safe, but at least they look good doing it. And no matter how you slice it, where a log lands is always a roll of the dice. The craziest part? Sometimes you're cutting down the very tree you're hanging on to. Those guys are crazy, but commercial fishermen are even crazier. If you think out-of-control trees are bad, the ocean is far less forgiving. When it comes to man versus the elements, there's only ever one winner. The stats don't lie. Being a commercial fisherman has a fatality rate 23 times higher than any other job. They might as well write their wills before boarding, as half of those fatalities are from capsizing ships, which is apparently not uncommon. Nowhere is safe, not even your own bed. But let's talk about the most dangerous job of them all. It's not the military, it's the elite special forces. These soldiers are the best of the best, tasked with the most secretive and dangerous military operations. They don't play around. They can breach buildings and vehicles in seconds, handling any scenario thrown at them. If there's a problem, the special forces will solve it. However, even crazier than these soldiers are the security forces of the world's elite. These individuals do whatever it takes to protect their leaders, even at the risk of their own lives. From guarding famous celebrities to securing presidential motorcades, these brave individuals will stop at nothing to complete their mission. That's all for today. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, give this video a thumbs up, share with your friends, write a comment, and don't forget to subscribe so you can catch my next video.